this week's episode of Should I Stay or Should I Go movie reviews. This week's movie, watched at the Warenberg Theater, was The Dark Tower. I'm going to start this week since it was my pick. I liked the movie. I thought that Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey did a really good job. The boy, not sure, I've never seen him before in any movies, but the boy that plays Mr. Chambers, can't remember his name. Jacob Chambers. He did a really good job as well. Overall, I liked the movie. I'm going to give it a 7. It just, I don't know, it was entertaining. It didn't seem too long or too short. And it was interesting, kind of a different thing for Stephen King from a sci-fi perspective. But there were some interesting little tidbits in the movie, throws, nods or whatever, if you will, to Stephen King. So I enjoyed it.
I also enjoyed the movie. I like science fiction movies, but I particularly like the fact that it had some like magical things in it because I like that kind of thing. I didn't like the look of Matthew McConaughey in this movie, but I did think he did a good job. Overall, it was entertaining for me. I did think it was slow in parts. But the story itself was entertaining, maybe a little bit different take on good and evil. So I enjoyed it pretty well. I'm going to give it a 6.
I enjoyed the movie as well. I do like Matthew McConaughey. Usually the movies that I watch, he is more into the, it's the romantic and the comedy, not so much the mean. But he did a good job, and I liked the take on it was a mixture between Stranger Things and Harry Potter almost.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I didn't think it was too long. I thought it kept my interest very well. And I laughed at quite a few parts, and then I even clapped when the bad guy ended up getting killed.
Spoiler!
And I'm going to give it an 8.
Interesting. Like Shane, I really thought Idris Elba did a great job. I'm a big fan of his. I think he really carried the film. I liked Matthew McConaughey a lot, but in this film I felt like he was very stiff, and it just kind of felt forced. I don't know, maybe to me he phoned it in a little bit. It just seemed like Lincoln commercial Matt McConaughey, kind of. I don't know. He just never really convinced me, and his lines and things were a little cornbally, I thought. The kid did a good job. He was really good. The story kept me interested, for sure. So it was entertaining in that regard. And the filming, though, just the style, it felt almost like a TV movie sometimes to me. I felt like, when's the commercial coming or whatever at times. But it was a good enough story to keep me interested, and I was compelled by the story. So I'm going to go with a 6 as well.
So overall, I say go if you like sci-fi, Stephen King. It was good enough to go out to see.
Yeah, the humor I left at every attempt,
I
it was
did
pretty
too.
good. And I like the references, I think, Shane, you were talking about.
To The Shining and
Yeah.
Christine and
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of the hotel from The Shining on the guy's desk?
I did not, I missed that.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. So, we won't say exactly where it's at, but there's also a nod to Christine. There was a car that the kid was playing with that was the same red Plymouth from Christine. So there's probably a few others in there. It's probably one of those movies you could watch a couple times and find all kinds of little tidbits. But
They definitely left it open for more to come
Yes, I agree.
as well.
Yeah.
I guess the book series is pretty long, so.
One of the things, if we're going to talk about it at all, that for me maybe I would have given a higher rating, I think, than a 6, was that I think you learn pretty early on that the kid is the main focus in the story.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a secret, and I think you learn that pretty early on, and then realize really about the bad guy finding him. So I felt like some of the mystery for me was answered early on in the movie. I I don't know. So maybe they could. I don't know how they could have done it differently.
Yeah, you knew
But-
that from the previews, though. Really.
But I never
so.
really saw the previews that
Oh.
much, so I really
I
didn't know what to
didn't see
expect from the
me
movie.
neither.
So,
Yeah,
but
and
I
you-
felt like I knew really early that this, he was the key, and then it was really about the search for him at that point. And I don't know. So I don't know if they could have told that differently than they did, or if they told it the way they did for a reason. But
I'm not big on the Stephen King, the scary kind of movies, but
Oh.
this one was, it was more of a thriller than it was a
Yes.
scary. There was a
Yes.
couple of moments, but otherwise I still thought it was pretty good.
yeah, I thought so too. I enjoyed it.
So the consensus is go see
Go
the movie.
see the
Yep,
movie.
go see the movie. Tune in next time. We'll probably be a couple weeks before we have a new one out. We've got some things coming up, so if you have any ideas on movies you'd like us to review, put them in the comments below, and like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.